That display was very reminiscent of the last one. It's baffling to me after the week of practice I watched these guys have that we could play that poorly. We played with enough passion and energy for about 8 or 9 minutes to win games in this league. And we got to show up on Sundays. We're doing a hell of a job Monday through Friday, but we're not showing up on Sundays.
Bruce, it seemed like there wasn't many shots down the field when you hit the Mike Evans, but a lot of balls underneath the Leonard Fournette. Did you guys not want to test this secondary?
Yeah, I mean, Thomas was getting it out of his hand. And there were a couple of times I thought he could have held on a lot longer versus some coverage. Just take your check down and get to the next play.
This was the worst pass defense in the NFL coming in terms of yards coming up. Did they do something differently to take away the downfield pass game?
They played a lot of two shell, but I mean, no, not really.
Defensively, in terms of not being able to get off the field on third downs, I think they had 10 conversions. How obviously the last drive was a killer, but how much was that a problem the whole game?
The entire game. You know, Sherman pulls his calf before the game, and then D gets concussed. So we're really having more DBs, but that's no excuse. Whoever's out there, you got to get off the field.
Last year, you guys came out of the bye with such a different way, kind of finding yourselves and cruising the rest of the way. How hard is it to see them have that break and now have the opposite to start things off?
That's very disappointing. I mean, it's very alarming to watch the energy that we practice with and show up with the lack of execution and energy that it takes to win in this league on Sunday. We got a lot of soul searching to do.
Coach, I'm sorry if you've already been asked this, but do you have any sort of update on Vita?
No.
Do you know what the body part is? What he's doing?
He felt something in his knee, but we don't know what it is.
And on the same token, Chase Young is a guy that folks admire all around the league. How tough is it when you see, even on the other sideline, see a guy like
Yeah, you hate to see really good, great players get injured in this game.
Bruce, the second interception that Tom had, do you know what happened on that play? He kind of threw it directly to the defender.
He's overthrew Mike.
With Rob and AP out, that obviously gives opportunities to other guys. Did you get enough out of those other guys today?
Neither one played. Well, Darren played a couple snaps, but we had the rest of the guys, and we didn't get enough of anybody.
Coach, defensively, you guys did come up with 5 sacks. I know that was something you were looking for. Was that any sort of bright spot?
No, because we still had a couple that we let him get out too many times, and we talked about it all week. And I think we dropped 3 interceptions right in our hands. So you're not going to beat anybody that way.
Of all the ways to lose a game, giving a 19-play drive to close things out, how?
That's very disappointing as for us. Yeah, for us. We pride ourselves on defense, and we've lost too many games, given up too many leads in the fourth quarter.
You mentioned seeing some similar things this week compared to the game before the bye week. Are those things you're seeing troubling to you, or are they easily fixable? Like how?
Energy and passion is very fixable. The penalties, they got to get corrected sooner or later. I mean, first play of the game, we're shifting and we jump off sides. I mean, they don't even run a play and we jump off sides. That's just the stupidity has to go away if we're going to go anywhere.
Is that the most frustrating part about it? Is it the fact that it isn't because of lack of ability, but some of those?
No, that has nothing to do with ability. It's all about execution and being a smart football team. We're a very dumb football team, and that's a reflection of the coaches.
Of course, you clearly played worse on the road. You played worse on the road than at home. That's probably not unusual for some teams, but what do you think happens when
yeah, that's we thought we had it nailed down, but it's obvious the point spread differential from home and away is crowd. This wasn't even crowd noise, but so yeah, we've got to do a much better job traveling.
Second straight week that Brady's had multiple interceptions. Can you just speak to what was going on maybe with the receivers and his performance?
No, it had nothing to do with receivers. It was him.
Anything else? First down as many corners as you are, is there a hope or an optimism that you could have Murphy Bundy and you could have Davis back next week?
Sean showed a lot of progress this week. He started to use his arm. We'll see him practice next week. Carlton's close. I don't know about D getting out of the concussion protocol, so we'll wait and see.
Is there any indication on how serious Sherman's calf injury is?
He couldn't play.
Bruce, what do you rely on to turn this around? You haven't had many losing streaks.
Yeah, I mean, we always talk about teams with good leadership. not losing 2 in a row. And I can't remember the last time, other than, before the bye last year. And I trust our guys. We've got a lot of character in there that they'll get it fixed.
Do you think coverage-wise or scheme-wise that they hadn't shown on film?
No.